Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we're going to talk about Preacher Season 2, Episode 2. It's called Mumbai Sky Tower. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So we actually didn't mention the TV commercial that they kind of hinted at a couple of times towards the end of the last episode, but they never revealed the face of who it was. And that's kind of what this episode ended up being about. It ended up being Fior, whose name I would never have remembered, by the way, just for the record.
Oh, no chance. So I was like, it's the angel dude.
Yeah, so them debating on the way in which one was which, and they couldn't remember, and then him correcting them was actually kind of funny because I also had I couldn't have told you.
I think that's the point. It was almost meta in the sense of, hey audience, this is so you know.
So they go to him, and he's currently doing this act at this casino because he can kill himself, and then he'll reappear. You know, he always comes back, as we see in season 1. Flash a light, sort of almost prestige kind of style. Second person, second body comes out. So he does that as a magic act, essentially, and people come and watch him be murdered. It's kind of one note. I mean, I know he does it in different ways. We see that montage where he's doing it in a variety of different kills, but kind of one note. Like if you go to a show and you just see the one death, it's like, well, add some spice to it. Like there's something interesting with it.
Yeah, I guess it's the at first it wouldn't be a big deal, but then when word gets around that he does a different way every night, how's he getting around? How's he doing this? Is how the legend spreads, I'd imagine.
I can see it. But the gang go to him because they think he can call off, or he can. Well, they don't know he did it yet, but they're going to him for help with the Santa Killer. So of course at the start of the episode we picked up right where the first one left off, where he's walking down the street. Genesis is not working on him, and luckily this convention room full of gun nuts comes running out into the street to see what the commotion is about.
Well, I mean, this is after he shoots and hits the guy driving.
True. Which and he thinks he's dealt with it because he thinks, it's crashed into him, it's fine.
Yeah, for half a second I was like, is that really are they going to think, we're safe now for a bit? You know, your fear that we spoke about in the last episode was, they'll be safe from him for now. I thought for half a second that they were going to go that route, but no, it's fine.
No. He started blowing all the gun nuts away, and it turns out that when he's around, he also affects how Genesis works with other people. Because there's that guy with the arm shot off who comes into the vending machine, and they're like telling him to be quiet, and Jesse tells him to be quiet with the voice, and that's when we first get the sense that that's how he can sense him. Like whenever he uses the power. As soon
as he does that, and then he turns round and comes back down the hallway, I'm like, it's using it that he's following.
Yeah. And Fior confirms it later on, but and I like that because it gives it this okay, they can get away from him and be safe for a good while.
But as soon as they use it, yeah.
But that means there's a cost to using it now, which maybe adds a bit of weight. To
it stops them using it just in any situation. It makes it mean that maybe we'll get some more creative things going forward because they can't rely just on it.
Yeah. Like in this episode when they got to the hotel, Cass is basically like, give me 2 hours 45 minutes. Very precise. 2 hours 45 minutes to see if I can work my magic with Fiore to get him to help. And he ends up just giving him lots of drugs, and although I did laugh, the first thing he gives him actually kills him because they flash a light and he walks out. He's like, that may have been touched too much.
He just goes, less heroin then.
Yeah. So some good stuff with that. And we get this insane montage. My favourite part of it, of course, was when they're reading Archie comics, and they're both reading a separate issue, and he's like, that Betty, she's a sly one. Then Fiore's like, but with that Veronica running around, she has to be. Just hearing them debate.
It's a really fun montage, and I like how it's filmed. It's got a style to it. You can tell it's like a drug-fueled trip.
Yeah, they're playing with big beach balls and doing all sorts of things. And it ultimately amounts to Fiore at least seemingly agrees to help them. It actually ends up that he's not. He actually doesn't lift the contract. He actually confirms to the Santa Killers, no, the deal's still on. You kill Genesis, it's too dangerous. You get your family back, you can get to see them again. But then we also find out that because Jesse actually gives him a command just as they're leaving. He says, find peace, and he wanted to die. That's how this whole suicide act came about. Is because he tried to kill himself, and then oh no, he can't because he's an angel, and no one on earth can kill him, except of course the Saint of Killers. He can. So
isn't that convenient?
yeah. And I like how when he gets shot in front of like a room full of people, instead of like them all being shocked that he's dead, they just start booing. Where's the act? Where's the act?
It reminds me of I think it was Tommy Cooper, the comedian, who was famous for doing these like drastic bits like that. But then he had I think it was a heart attack he had on stage, and people thought it was just part of the act. Like for quite a while, it's kind of the same thing here.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So that was kind of that side of the episode. Saint of Killers is still very imposing. He's got the whole walking from behind the van with all the smoke coming about, looked quite good. Yeah. Him leaving at the end through the doors again looked really good and imposing. He and it led to some funny stuff with Cass, like, oh, is he a Terminator? Or option 2, Terminator 2. Then he goes to Lord of the Rings, to the point where Jesse's like, if you say Gandalf, I'm going to kick your ass.
I love it because he goes Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and he goes, third option, he's a Nazgul. I was like, okay, I'm down.
I'm glad you mentioned it was Lord of the Rings, because I wouldn't have got it just from the name.
Did you not?
No.
Shame on you.
I don't know what an Nazgul is. Did I even say it right?
You did, Nazgul. They're the big, the ring wraiths.
Well, there was an N at the start. I just said Asgul.
Oh. Oh, I just heard you. I just in my head assumed you'd said it right. I just corrected it in my head because I knew what it was meant to be. I mean, you've seen those movies, right?
Oh yeah, but it's been
they're the Black Riders, the one that they have the ride.
Okay.
Yeah, it's them.
All right, okay, I know what you're talking about. It's been a long time, so
yeah.
Nah, you're lucky. I remember Frodo and Gollum at this point, to be honest.
Frodo, Gollum, and Gandalf. That's about it.
Gandalf and Aragon. There you go.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, and Legolas, because it sounds like Lego. So I remember him.
That's just one way to remember it.
Liv Tyler.
She is in it, yes. That is not her character's name, it's Arwen. But
Agent Smith from Matrix, he's in it.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, can't tell you his name. Anyway, so the other side of things, though, is that Jesse and Tulip, they find out about the town blowing up, and she's kind of upset because her uncle?
Yeah.
Her uncle? Was it her dad or her uncle? I think it was her uncle. But yeah, we see him in season 1, he was a drunk and all the rest of it, and she, even though she shouldn't miss him that much, because he wasn't the best in the world, she is missing him. She's all conflicted, she's feeling it.
Oh yeah, it's added that everyone she's ever really known just died.
Yes, she's got no family left, as she points out, and Jesse's idea to counteract that is like, let's get married. There's a sort of drive-in chapel, as it were, downstairs. Yep. Get in, say her vows, get out, and she's all for it. But someone from her past shows up, a man named Gary, who's working for some criminal connections that she's related to in New Orleans, which obviously she's upset about at the end because Jesse has the idea. Oh, if God likes jazz, where's he going? Most likely in this neck of the woods, New Orleans. Yeah. So she's not very thrilled that they're going there. She's concerned about this. Of course, Gary meets a fateful end.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool scene for her.
Yeah, because she kicks his ass.
yeah.
And it's especially since he's so big and imposing. He's got a pretty big dude, and she's kind of like, she chops him in the neck and all sorts of things, and she properly handles herself in the fight, which makes you feel like, she can really take care of herself. She's not some damsel by any stretch.
That's it, because at first he's kind of just throwing her around. Like, if you just looked at it, you'd kind of expect. And then she goes, no, this is why I can handle myself. This is why I'm around still. And just takes him out. It's great.
Yeah, and also the slap the phone out of the hand when they tried to call the boss.
And then smashing it.
Yeah. So, that's some moments. I do think this episode, much like the first one and much like season 1, the pacing issues were still there.
Yeah, I think it's more consistent, mainly because I think it didn't have as big a moment at the start or the end to bookend it, so it feels like the start was still bigger, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it was more consistent after that for the rest of the episode.
I think just once it got to the hotel, it did feel like it slowed right down. Like, it feels like there's a lot of... it's a very fine line when you're writing the script, but I feel like there's a lot of talking about what we're feeling, as opposed to actually just showing us that they're feeling something. You know, there's Jessie sitting down like, oh, let's talk about the town and your family, and she tells a story about her uncle, and then later on they lie in bed and let's get married, and all of it. There's a lot of scenes with dialogue that, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. Like, you can make that scene of just dialogue be super exciting. It can be super edgy or seat. But I think this show's not quite mastered how to make that edgy or seat. It does the comedy really well. The dark humor is really good, but
yeah, it's definitely its strongest point.
But when it tries to be like something emotional or anything like that, like I feel like when she came down and said, "Oh, I've changed my mind about getting married," like I feel like we're supposed to feel like Jesse's like hitting the chest at that moment, and I didn't really. It was just kind of okay. I guess we're done. Let's move on.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's still kind of mixed overall.
It is. Sense. I'm having fun with it because of the humor, and there's, like I said, there's just enough of that in every episode that okay, I have fun with this, but I don't really look forward to it at the same time.
Yeah, that's obviously episode 2. They did a special 2-night premiere thing where they had one on Sunday, they had 2 on Monday, and this was the very next day. And I think that like made this one feel a little bit worse in that sense, because like, you know, usually I've had a week and then I come back in and I'm like, all right, okay, it's been a week, I'm kind of refreshed.
Yeah, but back to back, you kind of notice it even more, don't you?
Yeah, I was really feeling the slow pacing in this one, and slow pacing is good when it's intentional and it's well paced, but like we say, this rubber bands where it feels really slow.
Yeah.
For certain segments of the episodes. So, but hey, I mean, maybe we'll see what, where this goes next week, because Santa Kills is still out in the tail. Fior had kind of a meaningful end, and I say kind of because I see what they were doing with it. Because they had that funny thing where it looks like he's attracted to Cassidy for a little bit, where he's kind of staring at him.
Yeah.
And kind of amusing, and there's that bit where he hugs him as they're leaving. And, you know, then he asks the Saint Killer to kill him because, and, you know, we also saw that he had photos with him and the other angel, which, again, should be oddly sweet. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I see what they were doing with his, like, wanting to die, and then he finally gets it. But it didn't really hit me the same way that it should have. It didn't feel...
Yeah, I mean, the montage of him trying to kill himself helped. So kind of, at least for his journey in this episode, it was bookended nicely.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like this would have been more impactful if this had, you know, if this had been a couple of episodes' time, maybe, rather than have that entire journey over just one episode.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like it's just a consistent theme with this show where I feel like the emotional stuff, the emotional beats, the emotional points for the characters are just quite not hitting the mark. Like, they're just kind of, they're jumping for it, and they're just not dunking it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which is a shame, but...
It is. It always feels like it's fine, but it never makes you feel like it should, or like it's trying to. But just enough where you go, I see what you're doing. You're just not quite there.
Yeah, and I wonder if it is a case of, as much as we think the humour's the best part, I wonder if it's just a case of they don't know how to mix the tones, and it's leaving it in this weird place where the humour is making it hard to take some of the other stuff as seriously as we should be.
Yeah, that is possible.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
Something for them to try and resolve over the season.
With a bit of luck. But we'll see. But you know, we'll see how episode 3 goes before we make any calls on this one way or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so episode 3 next week. So thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff helps us out. Get us on Patreon at patreon.com/MailFuzzTV if you want to support the channel. Get us on Twitter at mail_fuzz for channel updates. But that is us, so thank you very much for watching. Once again, keep watching TV. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla?